Coming up for Monte. It's their best win rate map. They've played something like 20-something reps on it. You know, Grayhound's played it once against Gamer Legion. That was on Go, though. And look, Monte, they did lose against Complexity. Wow, this pistol off to a blazing start. 3K for kRaSnaL. Ali only just trades him in time. Well, is it in time? You've lost half your team, I suppose.
Doesn't seem like we're going to change too much from Nuke to Anubis. It's Monte running through Grayhound at the moment in the pistol. And so Inns and aliStair will try to slow things down, but any semblance of a plan that you had in this round for Grayhound is out the window, and now they're just relying on the firepower of these two individuals. And really on mostly aliStair. He's the only one with any HP to talk about. Map control is well and truly there for Monte. They know that they've got Grayhound stuck in canals outside of A. And it's really on to aliStair to try to open this round back up again. If you can get that kill onto Waro, who is low, but he's lost Inns in that meanwhile, and even if he does get this kill onto Waro, best case scenario, that's probably just an extra 300 bucks in the back pocket. Hello, Ali. Nice shot onto SDY. Beyond that, though, not expecting too much more. And that's that pistol round. Will go the way of Monte.
Yeah, just 3K for kRaSnaL. Destroys half the team,
so easy
charging
too.
Across bridge, yeah.
Bop, bop, bop. One, two, three.
Yeah, just
no pressure.
kind of spamming the P2000 and just kind of adjusting on the fly. Oh, not bad. Yeah, got 3. Would have been nice.
Take it, take it. It wasn't the cleanest 3K.
Yeah, that was alright. I'll do better in the arena.
Well, if they make it. I mean, look, it's a good start to the lower bracket run for Monte, but even for them, I have to say, like when we're talking about Grayhound trying to make it through to the arena, we're talking about how difficult it is a task for them, but it's obviously the same exact run that Monte will have to make. And sure, playing against Grayhound for them, they might consider that a bit of a foregone conclusion. But an Ents or a Fnatic or Cloud9, Complexity, who already knocked them down into the lower bracket, a G2 potentially as well, might not be such an easy task for Monte. I know there's a lot of ifs at the moment. It is just day 2. Still a lot of upper bracket games going on, so we don't know exactly who's going to be down in the lower bracket just yet.
Bit of a rattlesnake meeting as Grayhound begin to, you know, slither down into water. Over towards A main, see if they can flood the site on the timing and get themselves a plant here. A1S is on the line. And look, this double setup on Heaven. Going to kind of make mincemeat of all of these tees. Nothing to get too concerned about if you're a Monte fan. Grayhound would have loved a bomb plant to get themselves some more grenades, but STY is going to clean that up. Get himself a neat little plus 1200 into the bank account. And once again, as I said over on Nuke, clean rounds from Monte. Really is setting themselves up for success in this series overall.
First gun round though for Grayhound. It's going to be an important one to kick things off. Looks like it's a quick mid-smoke.
Yeah, it's a quick smoke into house. Quick smoke onto E-box side as well as a progression smoke over there onto B. I think really just trying to take space on the map and trade utility down with the CTs before they opt to go for a bit of a timing into the B site here. They don't have an HE nade to blow open the smoke like we saw Complexity doing yesterday. There isn't even a smoke on main yet.
Bro's just going to jump spot over that smoke, and he gets one down for main, but it's going to come through a little bit too late. Grayhound's already into the site. Vex site's past the midpoint of the site and catches Bro in the back. kRaSnaL almost lines up too. Vex site coming up in a pretty big way this round, keeping things alive, but you're still seeing Grayhound down to 2 players, and it comes down to Liaz to get rid of SDY. Timing here from aliStair looks okay as he does wrangle that spray back onto Waro. The Demka was so good on Nuke. Now he's got another chance here. Liaz has not yet stepped from the pillar, hasn't given away his position, and he is waiting very patiently indeed, but he's just poking around the pillar. 1 HP for Liaz is enough though. And it is 1 round on the board for Grayhound.
It's just another clutch though, isn't it? Like, that was such a clean entry into the site.
Easy for Liaz.
Easy for Liaz.
He grew up on the streets of Western Sydney.
Yeah.
He knows how to get down and dirty.
He does. He's sat next to me at LAN, so...
Man, think about that.
As it gets.
In an alternate timeline, Liaz is here with me, casting Pilski, playing at IEM Sydney.
No. Don't think so.
What a world. But Grayhound to get themselves at least the opening gun round, and so that's going to prompt out a tack timeout from Monte early in the piece for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is a potential swing round where CT economy can start to get put in the bin, and these are the kind of rounds that MR12 especially, you know, Grayhound can make a good half of this. Very important to convert that round after winning an XVX like that. Mac, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think that was in before IEM Sydney. They must have put it in there for Mac. Fast smokes over towards the B-bomb site. Is going to allow Liaz a bit of an opportunity to take a look at E-box and towards back plat. Well, he's going over there as well, but so far Grayhound not finding the kills that they need. Sico eventually does peg one back, but the round is not going swimmingly for Grayhound just yet. Bro doesn't quite hold on to that one well enough, and Grayhound fighting hard at the moment for control of this B site, seem to be finding that success, which leaves Demka alone in watching the angle. Only 29 HP, might be easy to clean up for Demka. Headshot though.
Wow.
Not even necessary for Inns.
That was one of those classic CS2 moments where he was entirely around that wall. He was getting shot at by a T who didn't exist.
Well, I wonder if we can see that from Inns' perspective. I don't know if we're going to get that replay here, but we'll keep an eye on it. But I suspect it was just, yeah, like maybe his hand poking around the corner there.
Yeah, it's all about, I mean, it is partially camera positioning. This is a classic case of where the camera sits. It sits a little bit towards one side in Counter-Strike, traditionally.
Left eye, right eye?
Yeah, yeah. But also, it did feel a bit CS2-y. That's a big round for Grayhound to win, though, Jordan. There was none of those kind of round wins on Nuke where they finally actually feel like they're getting themselves into a good position where they can actually, you know, front run a little bit. Man, not just constantly be clutching, not just constantly be scraping these rounds together, but actually a solid platform with which to try to play a good game of Anubis
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm just thinking it doesn't take much to get you a little bit excited. A little bit.
I'm just excited to be here, Jordan.
Just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Bloody oath.
He said, hey, bro, you want to come cast some Counter-Strike? I said, sure.
No, bro's playing this game. He's not casting.
Yeah. He's getting stuck in the door a little bit last game. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, that's on a different stream.
This is very clean from Grayhound.
Love to see it. Bit more what we've come to expect from Grayhound, at least domestically. And if they can transition that to international form, then they'll be in a good spot.
Yeah. Well, with the year kind of winding up, I think, look, let's have a think about 24, probably. Ooh.
Well, not the end of the world, though. The MAC-10 goes down there. I'm not even sure that Demka really wants to hold on to that one, so he's just going to try to get any damage done. Won't happen. 3-2.
Yeah.
Grayhound's winning.
With good money.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. Send him to the arena.
Boom. Easy. I can do that.
Hold an angle and click a pixel.
Probably not.
I've seen you struggle with it. XM comes out for SDY.
They need to put me on blast.
I mean, you were before, but this is an ESL stream. Progression smoke into B
flash.
again. Oh, aliStair. This is the aggressive AWPing that we're used to seeing from him. Traded by Waro, who's under pressure now, trying to dive back into the site and just hide behind some util.
Well done.
That's a beautiful little flick from aliStair that gives control of the A site to Grayhound. They're playing with more confidence now. And aliStair, he was having a good game on Nuke.
He was pretty good on Nuke yesterday against G2 as well. He had a decent couple of rounds on the old Nuke with the AWP. I just wish we could have seen this Grayhound on Nuke.
Well, what you see is what you get. That's what I've learned from playing CS2.
Okay.
And look, we've had to wait a little longer.
SDY's got the XM, by the way.
He never got to use it. Oh, can we go back to that? That was getting groovy for a second. On that POV.
All right, a couple of guns lost there for Grayhound, but really not too concerning, given that it was Monte with a buy. 4-2. Who would have thought we'd be at this point for Grayhound?
It was a nice round. That's given me something to smile about.
How about a nice map?
A nice series, perhaps.
Ooh. Ooh. Don't get me excited if you're not prepared to deliver, Pilsy. That's what I will say to you.
It's a full buy here for the CT side. Well, they've stacked up a little bit of loss bonus.
MP9 XM.
Yeah, that's better than an A1S. Come on, buddy. Initial util. Grayhound just consistently throwing util at the B site to just keep Monte a little bit worried that some kind of B play is going to come in. Try to draw out util from the CT side and trade it down over time and just end up in this position where, you know, the T side has, you know, a similar amount or maybe slightly more util than the CTs will have access to. Monte still controlling bridge for the time being and keeping a little bit of a tab on mid. Here's this progression utility that we often see from many teams in towards A main, and once again, Inns is the one to have a little of a look over there on the wing.
Bro, with the push, the flash is going to come through. We did have a couple of members playing anti-flash, but the trades don't go well enough for Grayhound. Oh dear, they have just been ripped apart.
Pretty simple stuff. Pop flash play on the timing, send the boys in. kRaSnaL's looking sharp as hell. He was kind of playing second fiddle to Demka and SDY last map. This time it's his map. Inns will put him down, but traded well by SDY, who has a little bit of a push across bridge, and I think just pistol whips him with the P2000.
Yes. He had the XM. I thought, okay, he might not actually be able to trade so easily, but boom, boom. Couple of headshots. Okay, Monte right back into it. Grayhound should still have enough money for a buy. Too clean from Bro. And In's not really able to do too much economic damage there. In fact, it might have ended up being a positive round economically for Monte because they did upgrade the MP9 and the XM into 2 AKs.
Nice opening pick for aliStair. Continues this good run of form. T-side AWPing as well. Punishing that CT aggression. Money's a little skew for Monte after only having a couple players surviving last round, and Grayhound again. Util pressure on the B side of the map. Man advantage starting to creep into E-box, but there's 3 CTs over on this side of the map.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you're expecting that many players stacked into the B bomb site after getting the opening pick toward E-box. So this could be a little bit more difficult for Grayhound than they had expected. Vexside's going to go in front of the Molotov, and that means he's isolated. Waro then gets Lee as aliStair drops as well. It honestly felt like they were in two minds there. Should we wait out the molly? They had time to do it, but Vexside decided to go through, and so too did the rest, and that was their undoing. It's just Sico now on his own.
Going to work back to the B side of the map. Picking that player in the middle of the map knows that he will prompt at least one rotation elsewhere to try to cover A or cover mid. So worst case, going to be a 1v2. He's hoping for a 1v1 on this side of the map.
Almost gets it. Does kind of get it in a sense, but wasn't able to hit his shots. Molotov's not going to go deep enough to dislodge Bro, but it will SDY. Only got 20 seconds to work with. He's going to have to start walking his way into the site here, and he gets a kill on the way out. Keeps the economy honest for Monte, but it is another round for the CT side, and Grayhound now are going to have to start doing it the hard way. It was flowing nicely for a couple of rounds, but that has stalled.
Run into the 3-man setup on B there. Mate, you know, we saw a lot from Complexity, actually, and quite a few other teams, ENCE as well, was in the mid-round. In the XVXs, for example, they would often go and explore bridge with a man advantage, you know, go towards middle, pull them up, map apart a little bit, pull the rotations apart a little bit, and Grayhound, you know, they tried to resolve that round just going straight into the B site, getting a bit of an execute rolling, and unfortunately they run into a 3-stack.
There's another kill for Grayhound.
Keeping things competitive.
Wow.
They're taking guns away, which was a big issue that they weren't able to do that on Nuke, really.
See if Sico can get one more. Warrow's just floating around in house at the moment. The shot wasn't quite on point. aliStair had a crack as well. So this might be the round that Monte has been looking for. 4 guns alive at the end of it. That starts to stabilize things further on the CT side. And they have the advantage back, Monte.
Another gun round for Grayhound. Ali with enough money for an AWP, and he's purchased himself another one. I think Monte, with already 5 on the CT side, feeling quite comfortable. They've got enough money to be able to reinvest in a buy in the next as well, most likely. That's on everyone but kRaSnaL, maybe. So this half, one way or another, is going to be quite a successful one from Monte. Grayhound this time, a little bit more presence over towards the A side of the map. Demka, he was so aggressive last map on Nuke. Once again, wants to try to take that man advantage in the favor of his team. But instead, he's just going to drop the smoke and opt for a little safer of an approach this time.
Grayhound have learned from their mistakes. They're not going to push through that util this time. Taking it a little bit slower.
Still no real pressure on the middle part of the map for Grayhound. Once again, In's throwing this progression utility in towards the A side of the map. Double nade going to be utilized to try to chip down a lot of his HP. Vexite now trying to make his way into E-Box here.
Couple of footsteps made there. Maybe Bros heard them toward E-Box. Not sure that Grayhound necessarily wants to end toward B anyway. It looks like Vexite and Liaz might have a little bit of a crack making their way out. They know that they've got him stuck up there on the platform, and he's going to somehow get that molly down. Troubles again for Grayhound as they try to enter the B site through the E-Box. In that meanwhile, Inz has been able to creep out onto A, and if he gets into heaven... Oh, he gets the timing wrong. Demka charging in through cams just puts a shut to that round. I thought if Inz could maybe get up into heaven, who knows, there might be a world. aliStair was on his way over to plant that bomb. Not going to happen this time around, and so Grayhound falter again at the hands of Monte. It's been a more competitive map, that is for sure. But still trending in the same direction.
I would say a worrisome direction, given the fact that, you know, you don't often get the majority of your CT rounds on Anubis traditionally in Go. Maybe that's something that will change with CS2 coming out. But Grayhound have already outlined how problematic their CT sides have been. So having the CT side to close in this second half of Anubis, I don't know how comfortable they'd be feeling about that. Hero AWP on aliStair with a couple of pistols is going to be the approach this time. And look, haven't really put much pressure over towards house. aliStair missing the shot there on the shoulder peak from SDY.
Push coming through from SDY. The shot wasn't connected again here. Surely someone gets something here soon. SDY does find Vexite. He's so cool, calm, and collected. He even clears all of mid. And Grayhound, it looked like they were in a threatening spot, but they're not able to quite strike in the end. Ali, with that saved AWP, is able to have an impact. kRaSnaL's now starting to push his way out of E-Box, which Inz was watching earlier, now no longer. AK being tossed away by Monte, and now kRaSnaL in the perfect spot to stop Grayhound from making any inroads into mid. Maybe not easily enough, though, because aliStair is having some success with the AWP. That's disgusting.
I'd love to see a replay of that. That from kRaSnaL's POV, that looked crazy.
IEM Sydney at its best. That's Counter-Strike 2, baby. The AWPers can swing too.
Grayhound, and this is what I was saying. We haven't seen them open up the middle of the map just yet. This might be the round for it. Another AK gets picked up from Inz. Smoke blown open from Bro. Evens up the man advantage to a piece here, but Inz has been able to find his boots on the ground in the B site before Bro's able to rotate over.
They'll get that bomb plant down quite easily, and aliStair, if he can post on the CT line, is going to be in a good spot to win this round for Grayhound. That'll be exactly what he does. Bro should have a difficult time getting past that kind of an angle. They say Demka's going to give this one a crack. Monte's still fairly healthy in the economic department, and he's had success before, but what a fucking round from Inns.
From aliStair.
You know what? I think it's a force of habit. It's almost always Inns.
It's an ace for aliStair.
It's an ace for aliStair, though.
With a hero AWP saved over from the previous. Insane round. He's really just putting his carry pants on. Oh.
There you go. That's the peak for you. I thought this was actually going to work out poorly for Bro because it seemed like Inns was ready and waiting for that, but not Inns, whoever it was. I think it was Sico, but doesn't matter. Didn't work out in the end. 6-5 though for Grayhound, and a chance of at least equalizing the half and making it a 6-6 scoreline going into the second. That'll start to get interesting, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely more CS to play in the second half, that's for sure. Without a doubt. Boost up over the smoke again. Vexite creeping out over towards double doors here. With his AWPer posting on the house line, he can be quite confident that that's a safe option. And Grayhound now, exactly this. They've gone from site exi approaches to creeping through the middle of the map. SDY to receive over here, gets caught with util in hand.
Oh, faster play again from Grayhound. It's not gone well. The burning flames catch Sico as well and ensure that trade is more than successful for Monte. So, Grayhound, they were teased of a 6th round, but it seems like maybe that will not come. Inns might, well, have to find a timing here onto those two players up in heaven and cannot do so. So, aliStair, once again, can you pull off a bit of magic here? Bro down early, 41 seconds left to play with, and aliStair, oh, he knows there's two players, or he suspects at least. The flick's not going to hit. It's 7-5. He can't repeat his heroics. A 15-7 from aliStair in the first half. Only nets Grayhound 5 rounds in the end. Monte still looking on top in this game against Grayhound. Well, that first half felt a little bit better for Grayhound than the first map, but even still, they are down 7-5 and facing elimination here at IEM Sydney. Monte are being chilling at the moment. Doesn't seem like they're too pressured, and you'd have to imagine that they're feeling pretty good about things. Going into the T side of Anubis, a map that they have so many reps on. Up a couple of rounds as well, Pilski. It certainly feels like it's going to be their day.
It's been a better game, asterisk, from Grayhound, it feels like, than on Nuke, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. 5 on T side is probably less than they would have wanted, and aliStair, a lot of hero plays, quick pacing from Monte straight into the site. aliStair to receive, he's been the hero for Grayhound so far this game, but can't connect any headshots this time.
Oh, that's just one of the worst positions to be in as a CT, isn't it? Full Glock rush at you, you've got a USP. Liaz has actually managed to peg back a couple. Hang on a second here. Grayhound might still have some legs in this round. aliStair struggled, but Liaz is salvaging it. Meanwhile, Monte taking control of Heaven. And the smokes fades. Is going to put SDY into an awkward spot. Liaz is having a great round here. Now 4, he's looking for the ace. He might just get it. Demka has been spotted out as well. It'll go the way of Vexite, that final kill. But Liaz, take a bow. What a pistol.
Yeah, P2000 usage, we're seeing
I think I'm going to swap.
a lot more.
Dead set.
A lot more, and it's looking good.
Can't hit the broadside of a barn with the USP, so I might as well get the extra bullets.
Yeah, I can't in good conscience swap because I don't have a P2000 skin.
That's true.
That's just how it goes. Unfortunately, it's going to be a settling one for Grayhound, but let's not get carried away. Bomb plant comes down for Monte. Opens up the potential for a force in round 2, and in MR12, one of the more crushing things that you can suffer is getting force bought against in the second round and your economy going in the bin for the rest of the game.
Oh, yes. Grayhound know that more than anyone else, I think. So let's see what they can do about it in this round. It's a very scary prospect.
Yep, AK, couple of Galils. Not much util here for Monte. It's going to have to be a pretty, simple approach, and that's exactly what it is. A little bit of a tower boost over the bridge smoke and contact straight up middle. 4 players. Am I reading that right? 4 players over on E-Box, stacked up on P.
They're going A. It's going to be an A-site retake.
In's just solo here with an MP9. He's already dead. He doesn't know it yet.
Can he get at least one before he goes down?
Out. See you later.
Or timing on the swing. Not going to work out in the end, and maybe it's just a save for Grayhound, honestly. You got 3 rifles.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got no kits either. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Poor Ins.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, In's actually having a pretty rough map here. 3 and 10.
They're taking turns, Jordan. It's only polite.
Well, I certainly hope aliStair is going to be able to maintain what he was able to bring to the table on the T side. I think the first problem is going to be getting an AWP in his hands. Money's always a bit of a problem on that CT side, so how many cracks at that is he going to get?
Yeah, the T side AWPing was quite nice for aliStair. Would you want it as much on the CT side? Usually it'd be the other way around, right?
You'd think so.
You know, CS2, you never know.
I suppose it's sort of up to aliStair what kind of playstyle he wants to bring to the game. But, you know, there's a fair amount of, like, aggressive opportunities that you can bring to the table on the CT side of Anubis. You can be fighting for mid, you can fight for A long. You can occasionally fight for B main as well. Not normally the AWPer to do that. Sit in E-box with the AWP as well.
Round 2 for Grayhound again. Just Ins retake A. The rest of them just 4-manning up in E-box here. They've clearly got a read on what Monte likes to do. This is some kind of prep, I think.
I actually don't mind it anyway, because even in the worst case scenario, okay, you lose A, but you're keeping your money healthy, and they have some rounds to play with.
Monte are just recognizing, like, they're not playing mid. We're just being given mid every round for free.
Liaz is trying to show some presence there. Liaz has gone for a push outside of B. And in fact, they've taken outside of B now as well, Grayhound. Which is going to start to inform some of those rotates. aliStair has to go all the way back through CT spawn to get to A, but Ins hits a banger onto SDY, and that is going to be an MP9 for him. Not sure it's exactly what he wants. Gets his util down as the entry into A is on for Monte. Demka hits the headshot onto aliStair. That's all that he needs. Inns is desperate to survive in camps, can't do that, and Vexite wayward spray, but it'll be finished off by Sico, double with the MP9. Where does this round go now? Bomb is dropped. Vexite looking for more. The Molotov kills Woro, and Liaz, somehow, the unlikely clutch from him, keeps it in check for Grayhound.
Issue being one alive. Really going to be rough for their economy. They're straight back onto the 1,400 loss bonus again, and Monte in the round previous survived with 5 alive, Jordan. So, you know, they're not going to have much loss bonus either, but they had like 2 to 3k on most of their players. They're, yeah, again, straight back into another buy. Galil's full util. This is another swing round for both teams. Orbs out for aliStair, though.
Orbs out for the boys. See what aliStair can do with it. He's posted in the correct position to have an impact, and he's not really missing much at the moment. Gets himself even a smoke down. aliStair, he goes again. Will he go one more time? Does he look for 3? Can he even see over the top of that smoke? I don't think so. So he'll back up and just play the gap in the smoke, which is going to be covered now by the resmoke from Grayhound.
Monte reroute back through Waterside. They've been stopped in A main. They wanted to kick off a quick A side execute, and now they've dropped the majority of their util. 2-man aggression across bridge here. Grayhound, despite being at a man advantage, staying active in the mid round.
I mean, down a couple of players, but they do have the site. Bomb's not quite there yet. Vexite. Yeah, I was going to say, where even is he? He's hiding behind the door. kRaSnaL did not see him.
He's reading up about the Temple of Anubis, Jordan. He's educating himself. He's still young.
That's right.
Got a lot to learn.
Yep. Here's the important factor. Can Grayhound keep guns alive? Answer, yes.
Yeah. That's actually a very, very important round to win that cleanly. 4 alive in a swing round like that. Yes, the bomb plant still does come through for Monte, but they've only got 1,900 loss bonus, so this is going to be a single save. A chance for Grayhound to continue to build up their money. Oh, I'm getting G2 vibes all over again. This time they're not on the comeback train. They are front-running this game now.
Let's keep our expectations in check.
aliStair's playing out of his goddamn mind right now.
Temple of Ra.
Oh, I thought it was the Temple of Anubis.
It said Temple of Ra. Maybe it says Temple of Anubis, but also said Temple of Ra.
Ra means I love you in Dinosaur, I heard.
Oh, Ra.
Yeah, like, half buy coming in for Monte. Looking to do damage to the economy. Quick pacing straight through house. It's going to be a quick A split, I think, here. Next side up over the top of the smoke. Needs to be careful. Gets collapsed on by Bro, but it's only one rifle dropped.
Yeah, aliStair's out of there as well. He doesn't want to be hanging around with Tech9 so close by when he's holding on to an AWP. kRaSnaL looking to try to get into that A site once again. It is Inns hoping to defend from heaven. He might even end up allowing the bomb plant to go down. He'll creep in front of the Molotov and doesn't have much room to work with here, but is getting help from Sico.
Okay.
Works out well for Grayhound. It's feeling better on Anubis, definitely.
They're waking up, I think. You're still not seeing some kind of crazy fragging performance from the majority of the players, but it feels like they're a little bit, they're a bit more locked in this game, I think.
Yeah, Vexite's getting a kill around. You know, Sico's actually having a couple of kills around. He's multi-fragging quite nicely. Liaz had a really good pistol. aliStair obviously doing his thing.
Good enough money to put a buy together for the next round, at least for Grayhound. 3 kills, 25 damage. We'll take it.
Okay.
Monte into another gun round here, though, and as we've mentioned many times, this is a map they're well and truly comfortable with. So definitely can't count them out to close this series in 2.
Yeah, but how comfortable are they feeling right now? Grayhound's definitely putting them through their paces.
Ali's got on this deep info line towards A main here. Doesn't really want to peek that headshot line, but he's quite happy to sit here. Allow Grayhound to play quite heavy towards the B side of the map. Ian's once again given a lot of responsibility, trying to just pester the T's and make them a little bit less comfortable about taking any space in middle. aliStair on a push through A main here, clears out the right side, so he knows this info line is great for the time being. Needs to hit this shot, though.
He's not missing much, though, Pilski. You'd have to back him.
Pop flash on the line from kRaSnaL.
All comes down to timing. Flash is going to connect, and aliStair is on his bike. He's out of there, so has to give up a bit of space.
Retake that space. Molly.
Well done.
zoning the T's back out. Reaggressing on the line. This is dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Gets one. aliStair is having a fantastic game at the moment. He is ballsy. He's looking for more. aliStair, he's just taking this game into his own hands. Even the little cheeky nade on the way out. And he sticks around for 3. My God. Now it's on to Ins. Good spray for the first. It's enough. It leaves Demka in a 1-on-3. He's got no control of the bomb and only 25 seconds left here. Grayhound are looking good for a 10th round on Anubis. And dare I say, maybe even starting to look good for a map here at IEM Sydney as well. Smoke down onto the bomb site. Molotov into cams. Sico already out. Uh-oh, hang on. Scary for a moment, but Vexite holds onto it. And that man right there on your screens seems to be the player that Grayhound is living and dying by at the moment on Anubis.
Just so ballsy. Unafraid to just take more and more duels, re-aggressing. It's the classic CT AWPing style that everyone says it doesn't work. Doesn't work in CS2.
It's aliStair's natural game, though.
I think it's more so maybe the passive style of holding angles with the AWP that people feel is less viable, but maybe
it's the
aliStair
opposite.
might be onto something here.
Bring back JW. That's all I'm saying. Bring back JW, bring back Kenny
He's
S.
still playing, bro.
Also,
you don't need to bring him back.
If we're talking
he's been
about
on the grind.
International players, speaking of, on the A stream, G2 have just won against Complexity 2-0. So, with that, JKS is at least guaranteed in the arena. So there is an Australian in the arena, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Whether it be on Friday or Saturday, we don't yet know. They have to play that upper bracket final still. But JKS is in the arena.
Buys a little scuffed here for Monte. No bomb plant in the previous means they're down to Mac-10 and Galil's. Comparatively easier buy for Grayhound to deal with here. Again, double mollies in towards middle, double doors in house. Allows the T's to creep a little closer. They've really been trying to kind of progress down the middle of the map, cut the map in half and use it to try to split into A or split into B. aliStair this time, instead of being on the extremities, has been tasked with the job of holding down middle. Once again, Monte seeming like they're ready to kick off an A split here. Ins and aliStair to hold on to this part of the map. Both of them throwing this utility to try to keep the T's at bay for the time being. Smoke thrown for aliStair there. Molly into A main from Ins. He's going to follow it up with the smoke. Monte just being held back by this utility.
All right, another one for aliStair. Not unexpected at this point, and he's going to go for more. Oh, this time doesn't quite get it right and will be punished. Is it where things fall apart for Grayhound? Ins this time is the one to step up, and now Liaz. Oh, it's all coming together for Grayhound right now. SDY would have to win a 1-on-4. He's got an M4. One of those kills for the Mac-10. So let's see what he can do. 20 seconds, it's just too much. Grayhound, I think they're going to force this through to a map 3.
And it's looking a little too easy for aliStair at the moment. Yes, he was pop flashed off the line in that A main highlight, but this time it's not but a dry swing from Bro. Monte a little bit lighter on the util in that last round. Maybe didn't have what they needed to work through the protocols in terms of taking map control, and that's where aliStair can just punish them and thrive. Again, without a bomb plant, Monte continued to force buy at 3.4k.
Which is interesting when they're getting dominated by an orb, because best case scenario, they're getting Galil's right now. So it's not even as if you can just out-duel him. He's got one there for sure. Headshot onto the second as well. Early information is going to bring aliStair across. Now a double nade in, but aliStair's miles away from that. And now he's going to be mollied out of position, smoked out of position, can't hold onto the site anymore. This is a bona fide take on the A site from Monte, and a big test now for Grayhound as they have to retake the site.
They've taken water control. They want to try to wrap in back on the flank. STY is going to have to hold that down with the Galil.
Well, this is where maybe you prefer an AK, and that's why. Sico's actually killed Liaz in the meanwhile, but can't spray down the 2 there, which will keep the numbers even enough for Greyhound. Vexite's going to blow the smoke, expecting someone close in. Cam's not quite going to happen, and now starts to work his way forward. But aliStair's been the key for them so far. Maybe not so much necessary in this round, or have I spoken too soon? 1-on-1. Can aliStair do it
He's
again.
hit him.
He hits him with the collat, but he can't clutch it out. And finally, Grayhound will drop around. Monte are not done yet.
No scoped him through the box for what? Like 13 damage, was it?
Yeah, it was nothing. See if we get it on the replay. I don't think we get to see the HP bars here, though. But he definitely hit him with the collat.
Oh, Sico, unfortunate TK there. In a bit of a lineup situation. Regardless,
That hits.
Yeah, we didn't see. We get to see it on the replay.
On the
stream. On the replay stream. Regardless, Monte chipping down the money of Grayhound now. A lot of economic pressure applied after winning that 1v1 from Bro. Let's see if they're able to take a step back into this game and put Grayhound back on the ropes.
It was 22 damage, that collateral. 40... Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was on 40 HP and he lost 13, is what I read.
I thought it was 45. But either way.
Taking this water control. It's a big E-box setup yet again for Grayhound. This time it'll be tested.
Yeah, first time we're seeing Monte go toward B in a little while. Molotov's going to come back in there. Sico hoping that fire won't spread, and he is going to be proven correct in that assumption. So Liaz is able to get back on the line, and he's going to be mollied off again, but they still don't know Sico's there. He still hasn't copped a tick. Will be cleared. I don't think he had head armor there, and that is the B site cracked open surely. Vexite now, the last member to try to hold on, but he's shot in the back of the head, so... Okay, maybe Monte is starting to figure it out. They have certainly taken aliStair out of the game by virtue of going toward B.
I think Ins and aliStair kind of being the standouts in some of these individual rounds. Although Ins is having a comparatively quieter game, but Monte... Yeah, I think avoiding aliStair, they're having a much easier time in rounds like that. That B take looked far too easy for them. Hunting down aliStair, wanting to take the AWP out of his hands. Everything's hitting for him, but doesn't even get a chance to fire a shot against kRaSnaL.
They got a save now, right?
All the guns taken away from Grayhound. That's what I said. That 1v1 that Bro won against aliStair in that critical round at 8-11. Put so much economic pressure on Grayhound, and that is realized after a clean B-side execute in round number 21. CT Economy back on the ropes.
It's going to be 11-11.
And Monte with a great chance to close this game now on the T side.
Okay. Nervy moments now for Grayhound. 1.5k the investment in this one, so really nothing. Just a couple of flashes. Woro's opened up onto aliStair. And it's going to be back toward B. Seems like Monte feel that the success is over on that side of the map, and it seems they'll be proven correct. There you go, see? Temple of Ra. During the something dynasty, around 3000 BC, the temple was taken over by Monte, I think is what it says. Man, you could really learn something in Counter-Strike. Oh, nice headshot from Vexite. Not that it's really going to do too much.
Ins just a P2000, and Bro's going to put him down 11-11. 5 alive for Monte. They're going to have the economy they need to fight for this 2-0. Grayhound, on the other hand, are they even going to have enough to put an AWP in the hands of aliStair?
Okay. Pretty sure he had 5.4.
So, look, not too much utility for aliStair if he does want to get the AWP. But we're running out of chances here for Grayhound. Look, it's been some individual heroics for the most part today for Grayhound.
There you go.
Yeah,
it is an AWP.
But
utility-less at the moment.
Some of the individuals definitely, lacking compared to what Monte's bringing into the server. That has to be said. That B-side take looked way, way too easy.
So now the question for Ins that he's going to have to try to figure out is, do I put aliStair over toward B? Because Monte have been hitting B the last few rounds in a row. They've had a lot of success there. They've struggled to get into A.
I think
largely by virtue of aliStair, but do you put aliStair back over to B?
I think you just let aliStair go where he wants and work the rest of the setup around that. The issue right now that I'm seeing is it feels like Monte are being given mid control a little too easily.
Well, it's going to be Ins in mid and aliStair over toward A. He's once again just going to set himself up on plat, but it is back to B.
Yeah, Monte, they saw how easy that last B play went, and they're just going to go for it again.
Someone's going to have to step up on this side of the map, and it's Bro that's going to charge his way in with the P90, finding a lot of success. Vexite can only get one. Ins rotating in, goes down as well, and Tinker. Team Molly going to force him away from that position. Liaz was smoked off in E-box, couldn't do anything. And now what do you do as Grayhound? Because if you save these two guns, the next round is going to be easier to play out. If you go for the retake, obviously, chances are you lose. But you're giving Monte match and series point. It'll be 12-11 for the T side. Grayhound, another chance similar to what we saw against G2 that might just go begging.
Yeah, I think it's looking that way, unfortunately. aliStair not being given an opportunity to get into these rounds. Monte realizing that this B side is a bit of a weakness and that playing out these longer, slower, more drawn-out rounds where they take mid-control, where they work A main and then go in for this A execute hasn't been working for them. They've been getting picked apart by the AWP, but when they're just simplifying these rounds, throwing an execute and taking the aim duels, Grayhound cannot hold.
Hit overtime, it all gets wiped and you get one. So you may as well use all three that you've got in the map. That's what Grayhound's thinking at the moment. You can't bank them going into overtime. If we do hit overtime here, both teams will get another one. So that's down from 4 for the map, but no refreshes in overtime, which is what we had in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now in CS2, 3 for the map, 1 for the OT. No banking into OT is the TLDR. But are we getting the OT? Grayhound, it's kind of up to them. Money's good enough to afford a decent buy here, but we'll keep our eyes peeled on aliStair. And again, I ask, do we go with aliStair toward B? And this time he is headed in that direction. And look at Monte, they've changed it up. They've gone toward the A side of the map, which has me a little bit worried because there's only one member over there. It's going to be a fast play, but Sico is quick into water and Ins up on the platform. Needs to get at least one here before going down. His spot found out. And Bro just jumping around like an absolute maniac with this P90 is causing so much of a ruckus for Grayhound. It's allowed Monte into the site. It's a full-on 4-on-4 retake, but so much util to delay Grayhound.
Organizing themselves now. Like you said, the utility being a real issue. Monte's starting to run out of that, though, and Grayhound, they need to start to make some moves in the next 10 to 15 seconds. Boost up over the smoke isn't going to see anything, and look how close the T's are playing to these smokes.
Oh, the P90, it's so disgusting. It's getting too much work done. A P90 ace to win the game for Monte and send Grayhound packing. It is a disaster down under for the Aussie squads as both Vertex and Grayhound are eliminated in round 1 of the lower bracket. And Monte